Hello, and welcome back to another edition of Thursdays with Sin. And this is where I share my own tips and tricks to help and motivate and inspire you to hopefully take just one step toward your own entrepreneurial journey. Okay, so let's jump right in. And today's topic is called From the Struggle Bus to the Freedom Train. Yes. I am so excited about today's topic because this just resonates with me so much. Oh my gosh, I love this topic. And hopefully, oh my gosh, I will be able to share with you some good tips to help you get off that struggle bus if that's where you're currently stuck. So let's get going. For those of you that may have followed my journey for the last 3 years, then you have heard my stories. You know how much I've struggled. If anybody has struggled at all, it's been me, okay? And I'm not ashamed of that. It is what it is. But I'm grateful now for that struggle because it has propelled me to where I am today. So um, also, there are two things: not only becoming an entrepreneur, but an e-commerce entrepreneur. So to me, that's doubly hard, right? That's even, you encounter more struggles and more obstacles, but it's okay. It is okay. Embrace them. We're going to get through it together. All right. So I kept going. Of all the struggles and all the challenges that I experienced, I just kept going. I kept learning, exploring new options, researching, grinding, hustling away in my business every single day, every single minute. And I loved it. I love the journey, right? Now, most people that would be on that very same journey, they would have totally given up after the first one, two, or three obstacles, right? They wouldn't keep going. And they would never have achieved the success and gotten to the very end of the route, which is jumping on the freedom train. So, have you ever heard of these excuses? Oh, it's too hard. Oh, I don't have time for that. Oh gosh, I'm just not into that. That's just not me. Or, oh, you can't really be successful doing that. Oh, people that say they make money that way, they're lying. That's not true. Well, honey, I have heard it all. I have seen it all. I have heard it all from other people. But I'm here to tell you it is possible. I've been through all the same struggles and challenges. I just was able to rise above it and continue going. So I want to ask you, have you ever heard of the 80-20 rule? Okay, it's old, it's been out around forever. I'm sure you have, especially if you're in sales at any point, not necessarily e-commerce, but any kind of sales. It's called the Pareto Principle. And basically what it means is 80% of the results come from 20% of the people. So what does that mean? Let's really kind of dissect that and put it into perspective. So let's do some easy math. So if you think about, if you have 100 salespeople and they are selling the same exact single product, just one product, 100 people selling the same exact thing. The 80-20 rule means that the top 20 people will sell the majority of all the sales out there. 80% of the sales will come from these just top 20 people. Now, how is that possible? How is that possible? And it happens. I don't care what business you're in, it is true. You can take it and apply it to any business, anywhere, any product, any group of people. It holds true, I promise you. Now, why does that happen? Are these top 20 people, are they more skilled? No. Are they smarter than everyone else? No. Are they just lucky? Absolutely no. They are the ones that naturally rise to the top because they love the hustle. They enjoy the competition and they seek new challenges. So they're not held back by obstacles or challenges. They thrive on them. They enjoy them. They look for them. And they see them as an opportunity instead of an obstacle. And they have a true positive go-getter attitude. Attitude is everything. Now, can anyone be in this group of the top 20 people? Sure, they can, if they want to. Okay, if they want to. Most people don't want to. Many lack the drive and ambition, and they just want a paycheck, right? they are happy with the status quo. They're happy being in the middle range, or maybe the lower range. They can keep a job. They just do the bare minimum to get by. Now, they don't want to rise to the top. They have no ambition at all to be in that top 20%. Now, does that make them a bad person? Certainly not. They're not bad people. They just have different ambitions and different goals. And it doesn't mean that they're wrong, but they will never be in that top 20%. So that's a reality that they have to face. They don't care to be, so that's okay. They have no desire to get there. So again, that's okay. They're making their choice. So what is so special about that top 20%? They experience the very same challenges, the very same obstacles, the very same hurdles everybody else does. But yet they continue to excel. They continue to move up and rise to the top and to become the top 20%. If they get knocked down, they simply pick themselves up and go right back to it and keep on going. It does not hamper them at all. Now, in my opinion, I think that some of that resolve and that fortitude comes from their DNA. It is within their genetic makeup. They are naturally wired to persevere, and they truly are the glass half full versus the glass half empty type people, right? I'm sure you know these people, and you may recognize it in yourself. Recently, I had a Facebook friend, Philip Goldstein, and he made a post and he said something that I just want to share with you because I thought it was so profound. You have to love the struggle just as much as the reward. And that hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is a very profound statement. And it really resonated with me and how I view things as well. So let's think about that. Let's break it down and let me give you an example of really what that looks like. Let's pretend you're climbing a mountain and your goal is to reach the very peak, right? So you have to go all in. You have to work hard. You have to, oh my gosh, gather up all this gear. You have to have some expertise and to do that. Every single step could be a dangerous one and a critical one in order to keep you moving on up your pace on that mountain, right? So you have to give it all you've got. You really have to focus and make sure that every step you take is a calculated one in order to achieve your goal of reaching the very peak. Now, if you don't like climbing, then what's the point? What's the point of reaching that peak, right? If you just want to get the view and enjoy that experience, you may as well just take a helicopter and fly to the top and just take a snapshot, right? But the mountain climber is very different. That person enjoys the journey along the way. It is a sense of accomplishment. They know that they are going to enjoy the fruits of their labor once they achieve their goal of reaching the peak. And that view is going to be much better and much sweeter and much more personal to them because they know the effort that it took for them to get there. So it's an entirely different experience than the person that may have taken a helicopter to the peak just to take a snapshot. So hopefully that makes sense. So the same is true for entrepreneurs, and it's quite often a very lonely journey. And we have to find our own resolve and create our own success and take those critical one steps at a time, just like that mountain climber. But we finally make it. And how we do that is that we reach out to other people. We find our circle of influence. And we are able to find other like-minded individuals that we can collaborate with. We can learn from their success. And we connect on whatever means possible. Usually, as an entrepreneur, we're here in our home office. I mean, I'm in my pajamas right now. and that's okay, because you can't tell that at the top, right? So the beauty of that is that I can still connect and learn and collaborate with other like-minded individuals that are on the same exact path that I am. And I can learn from other mentors, whether it's through a Zoom call or a Facebook group or whatever means necessary. So we as entrepreneurs hustle and grind every single minute of every single day, even if it's 3 o'clock in the morning, right? And we love it. Our minds never turn off. We are always on go mode, and we're always thinking of new ideas and new ways to expand and to grow our business. We are that top 20%. And I'm proud to be in that top 20% because I work hard. I work extremely hard, and it makes that reward so much sweeter when you get there. Just like that mountain climber that struggled every step of the way, that reward is so much sweeter when you reach the top. So yes, we have struggles, and yes, we encounter those same exact obstacles like everyone else that might be on this very same journey. But there's something about us that allows us to thrive under pressure, and where others fail under pressure, right? And think about that for a moment. Are you one that thrives under pressure, or do you fail under pressure? I never even thought about that. And I'll share another personal story with you. And let's see, my children are 24 and 22 years old right now. And the current job that I had at the time when I first became pregnant, my boss at the time said, "Oh my gosh, we need to keep you pregnant because every time you get pregnant, that's when you excel. You thrive under pressure." And if for the women out there that are pregnant, you know, you're tired, you're sleepy, you're hungry, you're ill, you feel like a cow. I mean, there are all kinds of negative things. Even though it's a wonderful experience, there are all kinds of changes to your body that a lot of people drop back in and have to rest more and change their whole daily routine because of the physical changes on your body. For some reason, with me, that was my absolute best years of success when I was doing that job. It's when I was pregnant. I don't know, but that comment that my boss made to me at that time, it has stuck with me forever. And it really, I think it molded and shaped me in my line of thinking that I do thrive under pressure. And it just was a reality for me to recognize that. And I thank her for saying that because it has stuck with me forever. And it is absolutely true. When I am pushed to a deadline, I thrive. I do so much better than if I have a week to plan. So it's all in the way you look at it, and it's what makes you. What is your genetic makeup that continues to push you and propel you towards success, right? So I want to ask you, if you are on the struggle bus right now, what is it going to take to get you off of it? Are you happy being there? Do you want to get off of it? Do you want to move on to that freedom train? Jump off of the struggle bus and jump head first onto that freedom train. It is a world of difference, right? So it's the mindset is, in my opinion, and the way I look at it for myself, my mindset is what allowed me to finally move off the struggle bus and to finally be able to even search the direction of where that freedom train was, right? So I want to challenge you to think about your own direction. If you are stuck and you can't make any progress and you've been trying and trying and you've exhausted all of your options to get you off the struggle bus, then change your direction. Think about that. Why continue to do the same thing that you've always done if you're not making any progress? You must do something different to get different results. You've heard that. You've heard that story. This is not rocket science. This is something that's been out since, it's an age-old adage that everybody says all the time. It's crazy. And the definition of insanity to think that anything different is going to happen if you continue to do the same old things. That's not getting you anywhere. So take a deep dive into whatever the goal is that you are pursuing. What can you change that will make a difference for yourself? One thing is that you can connect with new mentors, people that are already successful in that field. Search for new ways to tweak your direction. Okay? Maybe, just maybe, as you self-reflect, the course that you're on and the route that you're taking maybe that's the wrong road for you. Maybe that's not the right path at all. And sometimes you have to really take a step back and really analyze that and ask yourself these questions and dig deep and think about the reasons that you're even on this journey in the first place. And is that really true, the direction that you want to take? So, I can definitely attest to taking the wrong roads along the way on my entrepreneurial journey. I'm telling you, if anybody's made mistakes along the way, it's been me. And I own them and I celebrate them and I'm grateful for them, because every single wrong road that I took provided great value in learning a better way and opened up new routes for me to explore, right? If I had not experienced all those struggles that I've encountered in the last 3 years, I would not be where I am now. I am celebrating the fact that I am now a multi-million dollar seller on not only Amazon, but multiple e-commerce platforms. I would never have made it to that point if I didn't have would not have had those struggles in the very beginning. I started with a Shopify store that failed. It's okay. Everything I learned from that failed experience has allowed me to come back now and create multiple new stores on Shopify and be very successful at it, because I already had the prior experience and I knew the pitfalls, I knew the obstacles, and I was able to avoid those the second time around. So every step along a failed journey can help you thrive, and if you use them as a learning opportunity, you will be successful the next time around, right? So you have to start off your own journey with a very conscious decision. Are you going to be one of the 80% that stay on the struggle bus forever? Or are you going to be one of those top 20% where you can create your own path to freedom and be able to get on that freedom train, right? So think about that. Here's my final thought. Time is money. So stop wasting it and do something. Even if it's teeny tiny, minute steps, it doesn't matter. Just do something to move you ahead to your next goal. Now, here's a couple recommendations for you. Write out a plan of action of every single step that you need to take to get you where you want to be by a certain date. You have to put a date on it. Otherwise, you're just going to be wandering aimlessly and you will never create that path to that financial freedom or the freedom train or the time freedom that you want to happen. It will never happen if you don't have a deadline set. All right. Create your own roadmap to success. Connect with other mentors that are on the same path. Invest in yourself to get you there faster. Oh my gosh, I cannot stress that enough. Free YouTube videos are only going to get you so far. You've heard me say that before. They are always going to leave out the most important point because that's the enticement to get you to join their program. That's not a bad thing. That's just letting you be aware. That's a way for them to connect with you in the very beginning, that you can then develop the know, like, and trust factor if that's a person that you want to invest in. So it's not a bad thing. But learn from the true masters who have already figured out these pitfalls in order to avoid them for yourself. And that way you will get to your goals faster. Now, I'm going to share a personal experience with you so you can really understand what I'm trying to say here. I have been working on kicking off my course, which is the Econ Business Management Certification Program. I've been working on that for 2 years, 2 solid years. And yes, even though I've been successful in e-commerce, my course was a whole different segment of my business, right? So I was still struggling after 2 years trying to put all the pieces together on how to launch and how to get exposure and really what are the right steps to take. I was so overwhelmed and so stressed out on that segment of my business. I finally hired a business coach that helped me to get my program launched in 6 weeks. So I have spent all that time and effort in 2 solid years floundering, going around in circles, not getting anywhere. I was on the struggle bus, I'm telling you, with that part of my business, trying to get somewhere, and I was going nowhere. And it was very frustrating. So what did I do? I've got to do something different to get off this hamster wheel, to get off this struggle bus and to head a different path and to go a different direction. And when I hired that business manager and I was able to get where I needed to be in 6 weeks, it was revolutionary for me and my business. And it was totally worth every single penny of the investment. So I so encourage you to get busy, stop riding that struggle bus that is going nowhere, and set your own plan in motion in order for you to get on that freedom train as quickly as possible. Okay, be the 20%. You can be there if you want to be. Love the struggle as much as the reward. Embrace it and use that force to propel you to success. I promise you, it will be so much sweeter at the top. Now, I want to hear from you. Are you still struggling? What's hanging you up? What do you need to have happen in order to help you get off that struggle bus and create your own new path, right? Let's work together. Maybe you just need encouragement. Maybe you just needed to hear some words today that's all that you need. And that's wonderful. I hope, that is my hope and my prayer, that I inspired you to take just one step. Maybe you've already made it. Maybe you used to be on the struggle bus and you figured it out too. Share your comments as well, because we want to hear from you. When we all work together for the greater good of everyone, then we will all be successful. I thoroughly believe that. So if you would like to learn more about what I do as an e-commerce business manager, then check me out. Find me. I'm on Facebook. I have a free group that you can join called Ecom Business Management Community. And I also have my own website, cinmeadows.com. I'm launching a podcast right now. We're going to be on Anchor. It's called Straight Talk About E-commerce. We're just getting that set up, so watch for that soon. And lots of ways to find me, and let's all work together to support each other. Okay, so that's a wrap for today. I hope I motivated and inspired you to take just that one step on the next step for your entrepreneurial journey, so you can finally reach that freedom train. Okay, until next time, thanks.